Hey there, guys. So the TBMM, also known as the Turkish Parliament, Türkiye Büyük Millet Meclisi, just closed a couple days ago, and but right before they closed, AK Party, the ruling government of Turkey, introduced a new bill, 57-point bill, to the Parliament. And by the way, the Parliament will be reopened in October of this year, October 1st. So till then, they're on holidays. But anyway, this 57-point bill is going to change a few things, and I want to mention a few of those things. Okay. First of all, the bill doubles the KGF, which we call the Kredi Güvenlik Fonu, the Credit Guarantee Fund. It doubled it from 50 billion to 100 billion Turkish liras, which is roughly like $6 billion. Okay, so it got doubled from $3 to $6 billion. It also increased the lowest retiree salary here in Turkey to 3,000 liras. So the lowest paid retiree in Turkey will be paid 3,000 liras a month. It may sound like a lot, but 3,000 liras by today's figures, by today's exchange rates, is like $180 a month. Okay, so try to live with that for a whole month in a big city like Istanbul, right? But the most important point of that 57-point bill was its effects on zoning, on imar in Turkey, and that's the part that most interests me as a realtor and the whole construction and real estate sector. The most interesting point of the bill was paragraph 37. Okay, the paragraph 37 changed the 3194 sayılı imar kanunu, which is the general zoning law here in Turkey. It changed that, and specifically it changed this. Okay, so in Turkey, construction permit is different from use permit. So you would need a construction permit to be able to build a new house and a new apartment building, what have you. A use permit will give you the ability to actually live there or work there. Okay, so there are two different things. Construction permit is applied by the construction company. Use permit is also usually applied by the construction company, but in many cases, you as the end user, as the person who live in that apartment or house, may end up having to apply for a use permit as well. So we thought use permit. Here's the thing. We thought use permit. The municipality doesn't connect utility services like water, electricity, gas, phone, internet. None of that will come to your apartment building without a use permit. At least not anymore. Not for a few years. This has been the case for many years, but this also encourages pirated use of these services through the construction company. So the construction company would apply for a construction permit. They will build an apartment building, but the municipality would never give a use permit to that, construction company, to that müteahhit, or to the people who live in that apartment building. So they'll of course, regular people, they're gonna need, their water, their electricity, their phones, their gas. But because they cannot get those services on their own, because the building doesn't have a use permit, they will go through the construction company. So they will use construction company's connection to the gas network, to the electricity grid, to the water. So they will use the construction company's gauges to get electricity, gas, water, and what have you, which is of course illegal, and we call it pirated use because their names aren't on those services. So of course this is a reality of Turkey, but it also puts enormous pressure on the construction companies, on müteahhits, on service providers themselves, the gas company, the electricity company, the Boğaziçi Electric Dağıtım, and other companies. Of course, it also puts pressure on municipalities, and it also invites a lot of lawsuits of all kinds because of this terrible situation. So the change allows buildings in this status to basically get their individual utility services. That's what the new bill will cause to happen. But here's the kick, okay? Most importantly, if your building was built before 2022, you're exempt. You are exempt from the requirement of having a construction permit as well. Okay, so if you built your house or apartment before January 1st of 2022, so from like 2022 and backwards, you will be exempt. But you may ask, Hasan, so what does that mean? How does it affect me? Does that mean the new law automatically fixes my tapu and my, EMAR zoning problems are gone altogether? The answer is no. Sadly, no. At this point, this is only about getting people the services that they need, for their daily living, their water, their electricity, gas, etc. And it doesn't quite fix the zoning issue. Okay, so you may say, was my video title clickbait? No, not entirely, not exactly, because see, connecting services to a house means as government, as a municipality, you recognize that there are people actively living in that unit. Okay, so you're basically legalizing their presence by providing them a service and then taxing them for the use of that service. So let's say that you are a government official, by allowing a service to reach, say, your home address, and then taxing whoever is living in that home address, then you're basically admitting the fact that there are people living in that home. And after this happening for years and years, and those people have their own kids and they grow up and stuff, and you still haven't given a construction permit or rather a use permit to that house, then you are the one who's probably being at fault rather than the people living in those houses. And interestingly, they say that up to 80% of Istanbul, and maybe even more than that in the rest of Turkey, is like that. So anyway, this law it lays the groundwork for future full-scale EMAR of zoning amnesty for real. So. Hopefully that'll happen in the coming years. My opinion is that they may be waiting till the end of next year, maybe until after the election. Maybe after the election, depending on the outcome of the election, they might consider a full-scale zoning amnesty here in Turkey. But we'll see. Fingers crossed. Hopefully that'll happen, because it will actually really add a lot of value and dynamism to the Turkish real estate sector, and I'll be really excited about that as a realtor. But while I've got you guys here, I also want to mention one more thing. Inflation and building materials, okay? Because when you have the prices of building materials going up like crazy, then that affects housing prices. It affects your bottom line. It affects everybody, right? It affects landlords and tenants and real estate agents alike. So everybody's concerned about those. And as of May of 2022, I'm looking at the figure right now. As of May of 2022, annual inflation based on TÜFE, the Turkish Inflation Index, is at 73.50%. 73.50%. And those of us who live in Turkey, those of us who are familiar with the numbers that are released by the government, know for a fact that there are certain margins of error with those figures. So the real inflation rate is actually much higher than 73.50%, unfortunately. The margin of error is probably at least 20-25%, maybe up to 40%. So chances are you're looking at 100% or 110% inflation in the last year, most realistically speaking. People who say that the inflation is at like 400, 500%, that's nonsense. That's bullshit as well. Okay, so don't believe that either. But inflation is certainly not at 73.50% either. Okay, it's more like 100, 110% or so since last year. And 2022 so far has been unprecedented, has seen unprecedented price hikes, especially in construction materials. Okay, if you're a builder, what you look at is the price of the tonnage, like 1 ton price of iron, because constructions use a lot of iron, sand, concrete. And then you have prices going up by 70, 80, 100% over a year. That means the price of the house that you're interested in will go up by that amount, if not more. So they just released some information in the concrete industry, and apparently concrete is set to increase by a whopping 30% in July alone. In just July, within the month of July, which we're in right now, the price of concrete will increase by 30%. This is what the representatives of the concrete industry are saying. Look, man, that is just ridiculous. Okay, like 30% price increase for concrete alone within 30 days. That is unprecedented. That is just crazy. And this is part of the reason why new buildings cost so much, why they're priced so high, because müteahhits, the construction companies, they want to guarantee that at the end of the by the time, so they start a construction, say this month of this year, the construction may take 2, 3, 4 years, right, to complete. For larger projects, even more. During those few years, prices will go up considerably. So if they start selling those houses at a low price, they will actually end up losing a lot of money by the end of the construction. So they have to charge those high prices right from the get-go just to be able to, you know, break even, actually. So I mean, with this inflation, with the building materials going up in price, I don't know, the sector might not survive this, actually. The picture is definitely grim in Turkey as far as the construction sector goes, and this is really sad, because it's one of those sectors in Turkey that actually drives the Turkish economy. I know that the defense industry has made some progress in the last 5-10 years, but construction has always been big in Turkey, and with müteahhits, with construction companies, especially smaller companies that don't have their own concrete production facilities, they're running out of business, and they're laying people off, and you know, they're just quitting doing that, and they're trying to cut their losses, and a lot of people are losing their jobs, a lot of people are losing their livelihoods, and it's just not cool. And of course, a lot of realtors, a lot of real estate advisors are losing their jobs as well, just because of the huge gap between, you know, luxury buildings and affordable housing, and the price is going up, of course. So I don't know what to do, man. I don't know what's going on. I don't know how to solve all this. I don't know, but what I can think of is I invite the Rekabet Kurulu, okay, the competition committee, the committee of Turkey, to maybe look at this issue and try to figure out why these construction materials are going up, because a lot of them are actually produced right here in Turkey. In Turkey, we have a lot of companies producing concrete. The geological features of Turkey allow for the production of concrete rather easily and cheaply. So I don't know why they're going up 30% within just 1 month. That's unacceptable. So I think the Rekabet Kurulu, the competition committee needs to look at the reasons behind that, because there might be some foul play behind the scenes there. And with that, I'm ending the video, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Please give it a thumbs up. If you've got questions, please ask them in the comments section. I would love to read your comments and answer any questions that you might have. And if you need a real estate advisor, shoot me an email, and we'll see if I can be of assistance to you personally. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next one.